important concept of English, which is reported speech. Now, reported speech is divided into two categories. First is the direct speech and second is the indirect speech. So, we can say that reported speech is divided into two categories. First is the direct sentence or direct speech, and second is the indirect sentence or the indirect speech. Now, first let's talk about direct sentences. You know that direct sentences are always in the first form of verb, right? So, direct sentences is always in verb with the first form, and it always contains I, we, you, us, these. I, we, you, us. But when we are making use of indirect speech, then the verb will never be in first form. The verb will always be in second form or third form. Now, this depends upon the sentence or the tenses that we are making use in the direct sentences. Plus, I, we, you, us will always change in third person. Now, this is first person or second person, right? Either we will make use of first person or second person in direct sentences, but while using indirect sentences or while making indirect sentences, we will always use a third person. And that third person can be he, she, us will be them, their. Here we can also have our, your. But in third person, we will never use I, we, us, you. No, it will always be third person. So, indirect sentences will always contain third person and the verb will always be in second or third form unless there is an exception of the rules. Now, the rules are like the universal truth or the proverbs, right? So, universal truth and proverbs we know are always in present tense. So, either it is direct or indirect, it will always remain in present tense. Now, another important concept is that when we make use of direct speech, for making use of direct speech, always the verb is separated with comma and quoted speech, right? Verb is always separated with comma and a quoted speech, which means that the verb is separated with comma and double quotes, and my direct speech will be in the double quotes, right? And in double quotes, the first word letter will always be in capital form. Example, I say, Rohan said, "You are a beautiful girl." Right? Now here, Rohan said, "You are a beautiful girl." You will be in double quotes. You are a beautiful girl will be in double quotes, and the word you will always have Y as a capital letter. So before understanding this, first let us consider some important points, that is changes in tenses. Now, for conversion of direct speech into indirect speech, so whenever we want to convert direct speech into indirect speech, there are certain tenses which will change while conversion, right? For example, if we are talking about a sentence which is in present indefinite form, the tense will change to past indefinite while converting a direct sentence into indirect. Similarly, a simple present tense sentence will change to simple past when we are converting direct sentence into indirect form. Similarly, present perfect will change into past perfect. Present continuous will change into past continuous. Past indefinite will change into past perfect. Now remember that the present indefinite will change to past indefinite. The sentence which is in present indefinite form changes to past indefinite form, but a sentence which is in past indefinite form does not remain in past indefinite, it changes to past perfect. Present indefinite changes to past indefinite and past indefinite changes to past perfect. Similarly, past continuous. Now we know that present continuous changes to past continuous, but past continuous will change to past perfect continuous. And past perfect, there is no other change when a sentence which is in direct form in past perfect changing to indirect form in past perfect. So in direct also it will remain the same. When you convert the direct sentence of past perfect into indirect, still it will remain in past perfect, there will be no change. Similarly, past perfect continuous. Now past continuous changes to past perfect continuous, but when already a direct sentence is in past perfect continuous form, for indirect we will make no changes in that. This concept is very important to understand the basic rules for conversion of direct sentences into indirect sentences. Once we know that which tense converts to the other, the conversion of direct into indirect speech will become very easy. Now let us begin with some of the examples through which we can understand the conversion of direct sentences into indirect sentences. Now, we know that whenever a sentence is in direct form, it means that the main speech is in double quotes, which is preceded by a comma. Also, there is one important point that when we are converting direct to indirect, it is possible that sometimes we can make use of coordinating conjunctions in indirect form in order to join the sentences, right? So, for direct speech, the important concept is that the reported speech is in inverted commas. Reported speech in inverted commas and the first letter of the word is capitalized. Now we can understand this statement better using an example. So example can be Rishi said to comma. Then we will begin with inverted commas. Inverted commas, first words, first letter will be capital. You are an intelligent girl. Full stop and inverted commas close. So this is the basic concept of direct speech or usage of direct speech in a sentence. Rishi said to Neha, you are an intelligent girl, right? So my Y of you is capitalized. I am writing the main speech in inverted commas, right? Now, you are an intelligent girl is in simple present form. So this is a simple present tense. Now, according to the rule, we have studied that simple present tense gets converted into simple past tense, right? So, indirect speech. This was a direct speech. Now we are converting direct speech into indirect. So we will begin with Rishi. Rishi said to Neha. Now you are an intelligent girl is basically a compliment that we are giving someone. Compliment means that when you say something nice about someone, that is a compliment, right? So here Rishi is saying something nice about Neha, right? He is praising Neha. So when you praise someone, either for her skills, for her talent, for her good looks, for her good work, you will always give a compliment. So said to Neha gets converted to complimented. Why complimented? Because said is in past form. So Rishi complimented Neha. Now to join the two sentences, we will be making use of coordinating conjunction, and here the coordinating conjunction will be that. So Rishi complimented Neha, that you gets converted to she because Neha is a girl. That she, are gets converted to was in simple past. She was an intelligent girl. So this way we convert a simple direct sentence into indirect sentence. This was the example of conversion of simple present tense to simple past. Now this is my sentence in simple past form. Also, along with the sentence, we have understood a very important concept of reported speech, that said to Neha, told to. Told is never used in direct, told is always used in indirect. Rishi said to Neha, stand still. So further we will discuss later. There are certain words which, like complimented, which we are going to use according to the statement that some person makes, right? Here, because it was some kind of praise, some kind of compliment, therefore we are making use of the word compliment. This was first example. Second example can be, the teacher said to the students, open your books. Now, open your books is again in simple present tense. To convert this sentence into direct speech, I will start with the teacher. Now teacher will either command or instruct, right? Now here the teacher, what is the teacher doing to students? The teacher is basically instructing the students. So the teacher instructed the students to open. Your gets converted to their. Why? Because we are using third form of verb. So to open their books. Because your is second person, we want to use third person while converting to indirect form. The teacher said to the students, open your books. Here the teacher is giving instructions. So we are going to make use of the word instructed. The teacher instructed the students to open their books. Some another examples of conversion of direct speech into indirect can be, other examples can be, Maya said, it was raining. Now I know that my sentence is in past continuous form because it is was plus verb plus ing. We know that ing is always in continuous form, and before ing I am making use of was, and was is for past. So my sentence is in past continuous form. Since my sentence in direct speech is in past continuous form, to convert it into indirect speech, I will also have to change the tense in my sentence. And we know that past continuous gets converted to past perfect continuous tense. So now in order to convert into indirect speech, I will have to convert my sentence into past perfect continuous form. So I will say, Maya said that it was raining gets converted to, now for past perfect we make use of had plus been. So this is past perfect, and for continuous we make use of ing. So raining. So Maya said it was raining. To convert this sentence into indirect form, I make use of past perfect continuous tense, and my sentence will be Maya said that it had been raining. So this is my sentence in past perfect continuous form. Let me explain with other example. He said, I forgot to bring the keys. Now he said, I forgot to bring the keys. This is my sentence in simple past tense. So this is simple past. Now simple past in indirect speech gets converted to past perfect tense. So now I want to convert this sentence into past perfect form. So I will say, he told that, I gets converted to he had, and forgot gets converted to the third form of verb, which is forgotten. So he had forgotten to bring the keys. And now my sentence is in indirect speech. So this is indirect speech. And my indirect speech is in past perfect tense, because we know that for conversion of simple past tense, I will always use past perfect tense for the indirect speech. So, in this video, we discussed about reported speech. Reported speech can be direct speech or indirect speech. For direct speech, we will always use the first person, and for indirect speech, we will be making use of third person. For direct, we can make use of first person as well as second person. And in this video, we specially focused on conversion of tenses in the conversion of direct speech to indirect, right? For conversion of direct speech to indirect speech, we will also need to convert the tenses into the suitable form in order to make a meaningful sentence.